Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to, cut through the noise and get right to what matters.
Yeah.
Today, we're navigating the world of trucking. It's always moving, always changing. Sometimes it feels like the road ahead is just full of twists and turns you didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So our deep dive today, well, it tackles some critical shifts that are directly impacting your life on the road. We want you to navigate them better.
That's exactly right. Our mission really is to help you cut through all that chatter. We want you to truly understand these multifaceted issues, from every angle. We've pulled insights from sources like Truckers VA articles and lifeisatrucker.com, both great online spots for news and community for truckers. We're going to cover policy changes, economic shifts, even some unexpected dangers out there. The goal is to connect it all directly to your daily drive, make you feel informed, respected, and supported in this constantly evolving industry.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We're aiming for a conversation that's, easy to follow, light, but always gets back to what's most important, you out there on the road. So let's dive right in. There was some huge news recently, had a lot of truckers breathing easier, I bet. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy officially axed that speed limiter mandate August 6, 2025. Now, on the surface, that just sounds like a straight-up win. But what's the full story? Is there more to it?
Oh, it's definitely a significant development. A lot of folks are celebrating for sure. But what's really crucial to understand is that this decision wasn't just about speed limiters. It actually came bundled with a pretty substantial chunk of change, like $275 million. And that money is specifically for expanding truck parking, making schedules more flexible, improving rest options, things drivers have needed for ages. Officials mentioned mental health, job satisfaction, strengthening the supply chain as reasons. But yeah, it does make you wonder, was this really about listening to drivers, or were there, other forces at play?
Well, from what we're hearing, and what a lot of drivers are saying online and elsewhere, the real feeling isn't always what you read in the headlines. Most drivers seem incredibly relieved. They call those limiters straitjackets, right? Being stuck at 65 on a 75 mph highway. They've been arguing forever that speed difference actually creates danger. It makes them obstacles.
Exactly. And while that celebration is real, it's fascinating to see the different takes. Mega carriers, for example, they might be quietly annoyed. They kind of liked the control those limiters gave them. Insurance perks, too, potentially. Then you've got safety advocates, understandably concerned, right, predicting crash spikes. But their arguments often skip over the other big factors like driver fatigue or, frankly, poor training. They focus just on speed. A lot of experienced drivers will tell you it felt more about control than actual safety sometimes. And, the source warned, new rules are always coming. Don't get too comfortable just yet.
Right, good point. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Away from policy, towards tech advancements. There's this news about Sterling Anderson, co-founder of Aurora, that's the autonomous trucking and robo-taxi company. He's moving to General Motors, leading product development, focusing on autonomous vehicles. Now, is this just like corporate musical chairs? Or should truckers really care about this move? What's the significance?
That's a great question, and yeah, it definitely has implications for you listening. What's really striking is Anderson's background. He was a key brain behind Tesla's autopilot, right? And heavily involved in autonomous freight with Aurora. Him going to GM, it signals GM isn't just, dipping its toes in the water here. They are betting big, seriously big. We should probably expect them to expand Super Cruise and Ultra Cruise, that's their driver assist tech, getting closer to hands-free. And potentially, new autonomous delivery vans for the last mile, maybe even long-haul pilot programs. They'll build on stuff Aurora did with Amazon. The bigger picture, it kind of suggests GM might be talking cards now, but their long game could very well include autonomous trucks.
Okay, so break it down. For the listener behind the wheel right now, what's the bottom line? From a trucker's viewpoint, the source kind of paints it as maybe another billionaire chess move. Which, okay, maybe it is. But it's also like a mile marker, isn't it, on that long road towards automation? A reminder things are changing.
Yeah, and from other angles, GM engineers, they just got a huge Silicon Valley brain boost. But they also got a ton more pressure, right? Especially with past issues like the Tesla lawsuits or those Cruise robo-taxi flops. They need to get this right. For the tech bros, Anderson's like a god-tier player, a huge get. And investors, they definitely see this as GM saying, hey, we're still very much in this autonomous race against Ford, Google, Amazon, everyone.
But the key takeaway here, and the source seems pretty clear on this, no robots tomorrow. It clarifies we're still a long, long way from coast-to-coast driverless trucks. Regulations, insurance, just the sheer logistics. It's messy, so no immediate panic needed.
Absolutely correct. No need to panic today. However, the source also warns that testing will ramp up. So you should expect to see more pilot programs popping up, more headlines, maybe even trucks running empty, no driver, but in very controlled zones. The message seems to be, you're being replaced. Slowly. Not today, not next year. But companies are absolutely making plans for a future where, for some routes or roles, there isn't a human in the cab. That's the direction.
Okay, let's pivot now to the wider economy, because what happens on Wall Street, well, it definitely affects the rig. There was a recent U.S. job report. Only 73,000 jobs added last month, lowest in nearly 2 years. Now, this isn't just abstract numbers for economists. This stuff hits freight, fuel, your freedom on the road. What's the real connection?
Oh, the connection is surprisingly direct, yeah. Slower hiring across the board usually means less consumer spending. Less spending means less stuff needs moving, less freight, and that ultimately pushes rates down. If you're a company driver, maybe loads start to dry up a bit or the runs get shorter if you're thinking about getting your CDL now. Those crazy hiring booms we saw, mostly over. And for owner-operators, you got to watch that spot market like a hawk. When demand dips, those rates can fall fast.
Right. And when you look at a trend like this slowdown, you get different takes, naturally.
Yeah.
There's the doom view, right? Sees this as the start of a real recession. Hiring freezes, cutbacks, truckers feeling the pain first. Then there's the reset view. Says, hey, this is actually healthy. A leveling out after things got overheated, supply chains went wild. So which is it?
Well, the sources seem to lean towards a realist view. It acknowledges, yeah, things are slowing down, definitely. But it also emphasizes that smart drivers adapt. It's not just about tightening the belt, it's about being ready. Maybe diversifying who you haul for, finding niche markets, perhaps investing in specialized equipment that gives you an edge when things are slower. We're already hearing it directly from drivers. Recruiters ghosting new CDL grads, just vanishing, not returning calls. Dispatchers seeing clients cut lanes because freight just isn't moving like it was. It's happening.
Okay, now here's one that seems really far away but could have these huge ripple effects for you.
Yeah.
China and Hong Kong ended the de minimis rule. Basically, low-value packages used to skip import taxes. Not anymore. And get this, it hit DHL Express with a $231 million annual profit hit. Just like that. How does something happening way over there impact a trucker here?
Yeah, it seems distant. But zooming out, the ripple effect is potentially huge. This isn't just, rich company problems for DHL. For truckers here, it could mean more shipping delays. Things get held up. It could mean increased costs on imported goods you might be hauling parts for, or even consumer goods. And it might cause big logistics reshuffles. Companies might change where things come from or how they ship. That could totally alter your regular lanes, your loads. Plus, you might see more paperwork, longer waits detention time at border clearances or ports. That hits your time, your earnings, directly.
But there's always the other side, right? Why did China do this? The sources suggest things like enforcing fair trade, boosting their own tax revenue. Apparently, billions were slipping through that loophole and maybe pushing for more local economic growth. Make imports harder, encourage domestic stuff.
It really does raise a big question, doesn't it? What other little international policy tweaks, seemingly minor things happening miles away, could suddenly reroute billions in freight and directly mess with your livelihood? The DHL thing is just a stark reminder. Global economics hit the road you drive on every day.
And now let's touch on something a bit darker, more immediate danger maybe. There was that recent seizure, 72 pounds of cocaine found hidden in a semi-truck. Customs and Border Protection found it. Just a chilling reminder, isn't it? You're dealing with schedules, sure, but sometimes you're on the front lines with cartels.
Yeah, it's alarming. And what's crucial here is how something like that affects every driver. Even if you run completely clean, always have. Busts like that, they inevitably lead to longer inspection times at ports and borders, more profiling maybe. It puts carriers under scrutiny, affects their reputation. And for you, it could mean losing a whole day just sitting, wasting time. All because someone else, somewhere, made a really bad choice, or maybe was forced into it.
It's a truly dirty game out there sometimes. People getting tempted by that quick cash. The sources mention these tempting offers. One trip, 15 grand. Sounds great until you're the one on the news. But they also talk about how scammers can trick drivers. You might not even know you're hauling drugs. Fake brokers, phony paperwork. Maybe they swap loads at some shady, unverified yard. It's insidious.
So the big question is, how do you protect yourself? What can you actually do? The sources give some solid red flags to watch for. Things like really last-minute load changes, especially weird ones, unmarked trailers, or if the seal looks tampered with, picking up from yards you can't verify, or that seem off, paperwork that just doesn't match the product you think you're hauling, that's a huge one. Bottom line, trust your gut. Because standing in federal court saying, I didn't know, That's not a defense. It's your CDL, your freedom, your whole future on the line.
Okay, let's unpack this core debate. It's been rumbling for years in the industry. The driver shortage, you've got the American Trucking Associations, the ATA saying there's this massive, like 80,000 driver shortage. Their solution, more training programs, flood the market. What's the other side saying?
Well, on the other side, you have OIA, the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, and they basically call BS on that whole narrative. They argue there's no shortage of people with CDLs. The problem is a shortage of folks willing to deal with bad pay, no home time, and shady treatment. That's their take. OIS says the real issue is driver churn. Companies hire like crazy, but burn through drivers just as fast because the conditions aren't sustainable. Their solution: focus on retention. Better pay, better conditions, treat drivers right. Don't just keep pouring new folks into a leaky system. It really makes you wonder, right? Are we trying to fix a leaky fuel tank by just pouring in more diesel, or should we maybe fix the tank?
Yeah, it really boils down to what a lot of people are calling a respect shortage, doesn't it? Not just drivers. Drivers need less unpaid detention time, pay structures that actually make sense, and home time that feels like real time off, not, PTO from prison, as some put it. Basic dignity. And Hervey from lifeazatrucker.com, he advises seeing issues from all angles. This debate really highlights those different viewpoints, doesn't it? Now, here's where things get really interesting, maybe even empowering. There's a consistent message coming through. We've seen it across different trucking voices. Advocates like lifeazatrucker.com, which, by the way, has been helping truckers since way back in 2008. And now they're really focused on helping you get out on your terms. So what's that consistent thread?
Yeah, if you connect all the dots, the recurring advice is about being proactive. Don't just react. The sources really encourage drivers. Manage time not just for shippers, but for themselves. That's huge. Use that off-duty time wisely. Learn new skills, audit your finances, cut out the fluff, and maybe most importantly, strategically build multiple income streams. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's about empowering yourself.
And they get specific, too. The recommendations mention things like learning AI tools, AI for truckers, building online skills, maybe content creation, looking into affiliate marketing. Why AI? Well, it can help optimize routes, analyze freight rates in real time, maybe automate some business tasks if you're an owner-op. It frees up that precious off-duty time you can use to build that exit plan, as one source called it. Develop options before you're forced into one. That seems to be the core idea. So wrapping this all up, what does it mean for you? The road ahead. Yeah, it's complex, no doubt. You've got tech changing things, the economy shifting, even these hidden dangers we talked about. But there's a really powerful message woven through everything we looked at. You have the power to prepare. You can adapt.
Absolutely. This deep dive, I think, really highlights the resilience, the resourcefulness of truckers. It always has. It's all about empowering yourself. Seek out knowledge, diversify your skills, build options for your future. Strategically, our goal here really is to help you feel respected, supported, give you tools to take some control, rather than just feeling like you're reacting to whatever the industry throws at you next.
And like the sources consistently suggest, there are resources out there. Things like truckersidehustle.com, retirefromtrucking.com. Places focused on learning those AI tools, building online income, can act like a shield, can it? A buffer against the ups and downs of freight rates, the economy. Gives you more control.
Which leads us to a final thought, a question really for you to chew on. How can you turn these inevitable shifts, the tech, the economy, all of it, how can you turn those into an opportunity? An opportunity to build the future you actually want, making sure you always have options, always on your terms.
That's our deep dive for today. Stay safe out there on the road and keep digging for those insights.